Imagine your life as a ship on a long voyage. A happy, healthy, and independent old age is the destination you've been sailing towards. But along the way, there are powerful, silent currents, seemingly small, mistakes in your daily habits and mindset that can slowly, almost imperceptibly, pull you off course. If you're not actively navigating, these currents can drag you towards the rocky shores of loneliness, frailty, financial struggle, and regret. The most tragic part? Most people don't even realize they're off course until the shore is dangerously close, and turning the ship around requires a monumental effort. Welcome to Blessed Elderly. Today, we are not just talking about mistakes. We are handing you the navigational chart. We will expose the 5 biggest, most life-wrecking mistakes people make in their later years. These are the silent currents that can quietly destroy your happiness and well-being. This is not about judgment or fear. This is about awareness, because once you can see the currents, you can take the helm, correct your course, and steer yourself confidently towards the vibrant, fulfilling future you deserve. So, ask yourself honestly as we go through this, are you making any of these mistakes? If you found this video uplifting, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content that celebrates a life of vitality at any age. 1. The slow surrender of physical health. This is the most common and devastating mistake, and it rarely happens overnight. It's a slow surrender, made up of 1,000 small choices. The choice to skip a morning walk because it's a bit chilly. The choice to eat a convenient processed meal instead of preparing fresh vegetables. The choice to ignore that new, persistent ache, telling yourself, it's just old age. But here's the brutal truth. Much of the decline we attribute to old age is actually the direct result of inactivity and neglect. Your body is sending you signals. The stiffness after sitting, the slight wobble in your balance, that it needs to be moved, stretched, and properly fueled. Ignoring these signals is a slow-motion theft of your future independence. Weak muscles lead to poor balance, and poor balance leads to falls. A fall for a senior is not a minor incident. It is a potentially preventable catastrophe that can lead to a broken hip, hospitalization, and a sudden, terrifying loss of freedom. Henry, at 74, let his daily walks slide. He didn't think it was a big deal, but months later, he had lost so much strength that even short walks left him winded. The moment of truth came when he struggled to get up from the floor. After playing with his grandson, he realized with a jolt of fear that he had surrendered a piece of his strength without even fighting for it. The course correction. Schedule movement. Like an appointment, don't wait to feel like it. Put a 20-30 minute walk or stretching session on your calendar every day. It is as important as any doctor's visit. Eat for strength, not just for comfort. Prioritize protein to maintain muscle, calcium for your bones, and fiber for your gut. Your diet is the fuel for your independence. Be a proactive partner with your doctor. Don't wait for a crisis. Attend your regular checkups, get your screenings, and address small health issues before they become life-altering problems. Your health is the foundation of your happiness. Defend it fiercely. 2. The silent drift into isolation. This mistake is a quiet epidemic. It begins with small, justifiable excuses. They're probably too busy. I don't want to be a bother. It's too much effort to go out. Each missed phone call, each declined invitation, is another step in a silent drift towards isolation. But make no mistake, loneliness is a genuine health crisis. Respected medical studies have shown that chronic social isolation is as damaging to your physical health as smoking. 15 cigarettes a day, it physically weakens your immune system, increases inflammation, and significantly raises your risk of heart disease and dementia. Why? Because your brain is a social organ. It thrives on conversation, shared experiences, and emotional connection. When starved of this stimulation, it begins to slow down. Dorothy, 76, told herself she was content with the TV for company. But the silence of her home became heavy. Her energy dropped, her mood darkened, and her world began to feel small and gray. It wasn't until she forced herself to reconnect, calling an old friend, joining a book club, that the color returned to her life. She realized her happiness was directly tied to her connections. Audit your connections. Who are the people who truly nourish your soul? Make a conscious effort to connect with at least one of them every single day, even with a simple text message. Diversify your social portfolio. While family is wonderful, don't rely on them as your only source of social interaction. Cultivate friendships and community ties that are independent of your family roles. Embrace simple technology. Learning to make a video call is not about keeping up with the times. It is a powerful tool to bridge physical distance and see the faces of the people you love. Connection is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity. 3. Building a fortress against the future. The world changes. Technology evolves. Social norms shift. One of the most self-defeating mistakes an older person can make is to dig in their heels and declare, "This is how I've always done it." Resisting change doesn't stop the world from moving forward. It simply ensures you get left behind. This resistance often builds a fortress, not to keep the world out, but to lock you in, isolating you from the tools, conveniences, and connections of the modern world. This is most obvious with technology. Refusing to learn how to use a smartphone or online banking in 2025 is not a principled stand. It is a form of self-imposed exile. It cuts you off from family group chats, from simpler ways to manage your life, and makes you more vulnerable to scams. Because you don't understand the landscape. Albert, 78, was proud of his old flip phone, but his pride came at the cost of being excluded from the daily photo, updates, and conversations of his grandchildren. When he finally, reluctantly, learned to use a smartphone, he wasn't just learning a new tool, he was rejoining the vibrant, ongoing conversation of his family's life. Adopt a student mindset. Stay curious. Acknowledge that you don't know everything and be willing to learn. This is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Learn one new tech skill this month. It could be as simple as learning how to order groceries online or how to use a ride-sharing app. Each new skill is a new key to independence. Listen more than you criticize. When interacting with younger generations, try to understand their world before dismissing it. An open mind is the bridge between generations. Adaptability is the superpower of a long, engaged life. 4. The fantasy of set-it-and-forget-it finances. This is a dangerous fantasy. Many seniors believe that once they retire, their financial plan is locked in. But managing your money in retirement is not a sprint to the finish line. It is a marathon that can last 30 years or more, with unexpected hurdles along the way. Two major threats are constantly working against you: inflation, which silently erodes the buying power of your savings every year, and scams, which are becoming more sophisticated and aggressively target seniors. Overspending in the early years, underestimating future healthcare costs, or falling for a single convincing scam can turn a comfortable retirement into a nightmare of stress and dependence. Richard, 72, lived lavishly for the first few years of his retirement, thinking his nest egg was bottomless. But when unexpected medical bills arrived, and he saw how much less his savings could buy, panic set in. He was forced to rely on his children, a painful blow to his pride that could have been avoided with more careful, long-term planning. Conduct an annual financial review. Just like a health checkup, sit down once a year, ideally with a trusted advisor, and review your budget, your spending, and your long-term plan. Create a what-if fund. Have a liquid emergency fund set aside specifically for the unexpected. A major home repair, a medical crisis, so you don't have to drain your core investments. Adopt healthy skepticism. Your new motto should be, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Never make a financial decision under pressure, and never be afraid to hang up the phone or delete an email. Financial wisdom in old age isn't about being rich. It's about being prudent and prepared. 5. Retiring from a job and retiring from life. This is the most profound mistake of all. It's the decision to stop growing. Many seniors fall into the trap of believing that retirement is the end of their contribution, the end of their learning, and the end of their purpose. But the human spirit is not designed for idleness. It is designed for purpose. Without a reason to get up in the morning, why that is bigger than just passing the time, the mind and body can begin to decline. There is a vast difference between rejuvenating leisure and soul-crushing boredom. Linda, 70, felt her world was over when she retired. She fell into a passive routine of watching TV, feeling her best years were behind her. She became forgetful and disengaged. On a whim, she took a local art class. The act of creating, learning, and seeing her own progress reawakened her spirit. Her mind felt sharper, she made new friends, and she discovered a new sense of purpose. She didn't need a job. She needed a mission. Identify your post-retirement mission. What is the purpose of this chapter of your life? Is it to mentor, to create, to serve, to learn? Define it. Find a way to be of service. The fastest way to find purpose is to be useful to others. Volunteer, mentor, or simply be the neighbor who helps. Contribution is a powerful antidote to aimlessness. Set small, meaningful goals. Don't just have a vague bucket list. Set a tangible goal for each month or quarter. I will finish reading this history book, or I will master one new recipe. Progress, no matter how small, is the fuel of a motivated life. Your best days are not behind you unless you choose to leave them there. Conclusion and call to action. The slow surrender of health. The silent drift into isolation. The fortress against change. The financial mirage. And retiring from life itself. These are the 5 great currents that can pull you into a sea of regret. But now you have the chart. You can see them, and that means you have the power to steer clear. The good news is that it is never too late to take the helm. You can correct your course with one small decision, starting today. A single walk, a single phone call, a single online tutorial, a single look at your budget, a single new goal. A happy, fulfilling later life is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of conscious, courageous navigation. Here at Blessed Elderly, we are committed to being your trusted guide on this voyage. If this video has empowered you to take control, please help us empower others. First, click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You need these essential guides for navigating your best years. Second, please give this video a like. It helps this vital information reach more seniors who may be drifting off course. And finally, let's create a community of commitment. In the comments below, please share. Which of these 5 areas will you focus on improving this month? And what is one small, actionable step you will take? Your public commitment can be the inspiration that helps someone else start their own course correction. Thank you for being here. Now, take the helm. Your best destination is still ahead.